Good evening, Raskin Viewers. How are you doing? It's time for Profit Review. Last week we discussed the November 28, 2024 Rustore, and that means today we're here to discuss December 5, the December Force Weight Rustore for 2024. So sit back, relax. I'm going to start yapping. But before I do, you're probably wondering, well, hang on a minute, what's going on? What's this all about? Well, don't worry, I'll quickly explain. Basically, with every single Rustore that we see, I will return to it 4 weeks later, and I'll take a look and see how did everything turn out. Did everything match up to our expectations? And if not, I have to sit here and explain why. And of course, with every single Rustore that we see, I'm always making considerations for what potentially might be the best investments for the week. So, was I correct, or can you hold me accountable if I was wrong? Simple as that. Right, let's go ahead and take a look at these skins and talk about what was my initial reaction when I first saw this Rustore. Right. Commando Tier 2, what? So that was the big surprise. This was very randomly accepted after being in the workshop for 3 months. I don't know why Facepunch did this, but I certainly wasn't complaining, because that was the final core piece for the Commando collection, which at that specific time wasn't really holding up very well. So a very interesting surprise, a brand new core piece. How would that fare though? Because that was the final core piece. We could still potentially see boots and gloves. That was still something to consider. But would it hold up nicely? Well, we had to talk about that, didn't we? Now, to my surprise, we had a week where we had 2 sheet metal double doors. What? What's going on? But lo and behold, we had one with CATGIRLS on it and one with transparency. All right, well, that certainly is interesting. Odd, but eh. And of course, you might notice this was the first instance in which we had a week where we didn't have 2 backpack skins, so alright, fine, cool. However, during this exact same week, we had Twitch drops for December. We had 2 backpack skins as Twitch drops. So as much as you can sit there and say, oh, finally only one, well actually technically it was 3. Oh dear. But it was the first brown backpack. And with what you see of the images in here, it was obviously trying to be suggested that you want to use this in the desert. So, all right, cool. Maybe that could work out quite nicely for it. But I just couldn't help but assume, surely there'll be more in the future. At the rate of amount of backpacks that are being accepted, that kind of felt like an inevitability. Now, speaking of the Twitch drops, we had a very, very cool looking MP5 here with a very, very interesting transparent aim sight. However, during the exact same week, we had the OilRats and Riqqelof MP5, which was being given away for free and had an even more transparent aim sight. But this had style, a very cool gradient blue into purple colour scheme, and of course we are well aware that this was potentially going to become a collection. Maybe this could be alright, so okay, just pointing it out. And then over to here, Otherworldly, a brand new furnace, very strange to look at, very odd, but hey, it was fairly unique. Then we saw a very surprising return to the Danger Zone collection. It's had a couple skins accepted in the past. Could it actually be reinvigorated and potentially, get some more skins produced and accepted? That was interesting. And Bird of Luck, back again. A weapon-only collection that wasn't exactly holding up very well, but surely, maybe, possibly that could be okay. Because at that specific point, this was only the 2nd crossbow to be accepted in all of 2024. It was December. What? Okay, fair enough. Right. So let's go hop over to here and talk about what I was considering when we were looking at the skins and trying to figure out what was the best investment for the week. So my predictions were, the first thing I considered was Commando Tier 2. So I looked at Commando Tier 2. I thought, you know what? Maybe, at the very least, we'll see some boots and gloves being produced. Maybe we could see some more weapon skins. Maybe it actually work out quite all right. It was very 50-50 because how many blackout alternatives do we have at this specific point? Legs of Kevlar, Black Gold, Dragon Rage, so many. And, of course, we had Black Diamond this year as well. So, okay, you know what? It was very nice to see the Tier 2 come out. And for the Tier 3 and hoodie and pants, my word, they spiked in price ever so nicely. So talking about this, all the other Commando skins have instantly gone up to $4 or $5. It was awesome. If you had bought a bunch of them with bilders over the past few months, you were making some sweet, delicious profit. But I did sit here and say at the very beginning of this video, guys, you have to start being aware of the Easter dip. February, March, April. I know post-Christmas was literally just around the corner, but I had to kind of keep it into people's heads that maybe you might want to consider selling these when it's January time, because do not be surprised if everything eventually drops off once we reach February, March and April, when it's expected there'll be less people playing. So, alright, cool. Commando Tier 2 was the first thing I suggested. Then I talked about Beauty Industry Double Door and Protector Sheet Metal Double Door. So with two sheet metal double doors in the same week, it was like, well, you know what? Maybe that could actually help out both of them. Maybe that neither of them sell too much. So these two acceptances were just after the Halloween skins, and I was still a bit unsure if I ever wanted to approach more of them again. I know we had greening area double door after that, but the point I'm trying to get across is it was like the first time we saw two brand new sheet metal double doors really drop off in price. So I was a bit hesitant. I was a bit unsure. But I was like, come on, Hedge, CATGIRLS. You know what Rust players are like. They need them. So I had to keep an eye on the sales and whatnot. But that was selling at $2.49. That was selling at $3.49. Well, we have had quite a lot of sheet metal double doors in 2024. That's quite obvious, I'm sure. Record-breaking amounts. And I was getting a bit worried that at some point, are we going to reach like the turning point, and then, or rather the breaking point, and then every single sheet metal double door that comes out suddenly just goes down in price, like a garage door, for example. Would that potentially happen eventually? Are we going to see tons of sheet metal double doors being accepted in 2025 as well? I couldn't tell, but I had to keep that in mind. So, all right, fair enough. I looked at the Desert Nomad backpack. I thought, you know what? Fair enough. Perhaps it will be doing quite nicely simply because there's nothing that compares to it at the specific moment. Of course, as I said, the skin creator quite literally is showcasing it here with Desert Raiders right there. Like, what else do you have? So people probably would likely want to buy it. But I just couldn't help but assume eventually there will be more backpacks, and eventually there will be more brown backpacks. Potentially, you might even see a Desert Raiders backpack. So that would obviously get picked over this, and this would suffer because of it. So as time goes on, would that be okay? I doubted it. But perhaps over the course of post-Christmas, it would still be all right. So yeah, that's why I brought it up then. Then I talked about the Cybercore MP5. Awesome looking design. Yeah, maybe it doesn't sell too much because it's selling at $3.49. Maybe we actually do see a collection get produced from this. That I have seen, of course, right now, as you can see there. But the point I'm trying to get across is two skins were actually submitted before the MP5, the AK-47 and the Python. So it was obvious the skin creator was intending to make a collection. Would those other skins actually get accepted? So, all right, fair enough, cool. And then I talked about the sleeping bag. Hey, cool, we just had one for complete the sets, and that glowed in the dark very nicely. This glowed in the dark very nicely, but still very likely would go down in price. Otherworldly Furnace, a very strange looking skin. Wasn't really confident in it, but it still looked quite interesting. I had my eyes on it. I thought, you know what, skin creators are very likely to be producing some continuations very quickly, so we'll see if that actually happens. And then I spoke about the Bird of Luck crossbow. Very interesting position based on the fact that we simply didn't see many crossbow skins being accepted in 2024, but Bird of Luck collection in itself, a weapon-only collection, it was definitely looking to be a bit... yeah, you get the idea. The skins weren't exactly holding up very nicely at that specific time. So, all right, wasn't super confident in that, but maybe some things could turn out quite nicely. When you hold this in-game, looking at the colour scheme and whatnot on the crossbow, it does look pretty. It does look nice. So, all right, fair enough. That was everything there then. So let's talk about the progress with the sales. So hopping over to here, I am now going to quickly show you this. Right. So the first 24 hours of sales, or rather 25, I was a little bit late. The beauty industry sheet metal double door was the top selling skin with 13,500 plus subscribers. What? Well, it was in demand. I told you, these Rust players, they need those CATGIRLS in their lives. So it was in demand. And Desert Nomad backpack, not selling as much as the other backpacks from previous weeks, but still quite a considerable amount with 12,700 subscribers. Commando Tier 2 was actually selling quite a lot as well. This was starting to become a bit of a problem. Seeing that, I started to realise, well, hang on a minute. Is Commando Tier 2 going to sell too much in comparison to the other core pieces, the Tier 3 and the hoodie and pants? Because, well, in many instances, the core pieces that sell a little bit too much compared to the others ends up becoming the cheapest. And that would definitely make those skins not looking to be very nice investments then, wouldn't it? Just point that out. Cybercore actually sold quite a lot as well, huh? Even though, at this specific time, with this Rust story out, there was the December Twitch drops. That right there was actually selling quite nicely, even though people could just get the Riqqelof OilRats MP5 for free. So, all right, fair enough. Okay, there's interest. That's cool to see. Any other skins? Sold reasonably, perfectly fine. But yeah, that did 13,500 subscribers, that sheet metal double door there, and this sold half as much. Huh. Well then, maybe that $3.49 price might have been affecting it. Let's see. All right, let's now go ahead and talk about the abnormal barders. So here we are on the Wednesday night, and as you can see, that sheet metal double door right there, 26,382 subscribers. Wow. And then the backpack, 23,000 subscribers. The tier 2 sitting at around 23,000 subscribers. Yeah, it was quite a lot of sales. Quite a lot of sales indeed. But did it impact my suggestions with the prices? So, for the abnormal barders, I looked at the beauty industry sheet metal double door, and I thought, you know what? I'm feeling somewhat confident people are going to appreciate that awesome catgirl design. Like someone said, it's kind of like a disco sort of colour scheme and whatnot. And I thought, yeah, you know what? Maybe that would work out quite nicely. So, all right, I went with $1.50 to $2, but I thought, you know what? If you're feeling pretty confident and whatnot, why not go all the way up to about $2.20? It looks like there is genuine good demand for this, but would it hold up over the course of the next few months? Or at the very least, would it progress ever so nicely during post-Christmas 2025? So, all right, cool. That's what I suggested there. With the Desert Nomad backpack, I wasn't fully into it. I still believed that we were definitely going to see some sort of brown desert-themed backpack again in the future. But then again, we had Christmas just around the corner. So maybe you wouldn't see it too quickly. Maybe for post-Christmas, that backpack was still going to be all right. But still, at this specific point, I wasn't feeling very confident with backpacks at all, so I went with 80 cents to $1.20 for the Desert Nomad backpack. For the Commando Tier 2, more specifically for the kilt, I suggested $1.50 to $2 for the $2.49 kilt. I know how this usually plays out. A lot of blackout alternative clothing and armor skins, they do tend to kind of drop off a bit, but the kilt usually does a pretty good job maintaining its price. So that obviously was something I was thinking, you know what, that'll very likely maintain its price better compared to the other pieces. And for the other pieces, I suggested 80 cents to $1.20. Unfortunately, there's loads of blackout alternatives, and these tier 2 skins here, they did sell considerably more compared to the hoodie and pants and the tier 3. So I was just being a little bit cautious there. Right, so for the Cybercore MP5, I suggested $1 to $2. MP5 skins aren't exactly doing super great at this specific point, and I was like, I'm not confident. And I thought, you know what, with the Twitch drop, the MP5 being given away for free at this specific time, I honestly thought Cybercore was going to end up probably struggling, suffering. I wasn't confident we'll definitely see a collection being produced from this, and trying to maintain that $3.49 price, I just didn't know. I really didn't feel confident in it. So I only went with $1 to $2. With the Otherworldly Furnace, I suggested 80 cents to $1.20. A perfectly fine looking furnace, but furnace skins in 2024 weren't exactly holding up very nicely. So, yeah, the confidence just wasn't there. Danger Zone sleeping bag, 80 cents to $1.20. Half of the sleeping bags are doing all right, but the other half are suffering very badly. Yes, that's the notes we have over for that. So, yeah, Danger Zone, it had sold okay. But unfortunately, I still didn't have like a lot of faith in it and whatnot. And when it was sitting there with 13,000 subscribers, yeah, I wasn't 100% sure. So yeah, that's why I went and played it safe. Protector sheet metal double door. Yes, the $3.49 sheet metal double door. I went with $1 to $2. I also thought that was going to crash and burn. Well, not necessarily crash and burn, but eventually during the dip, the Easter dip, it would eventually suffer. That's what I was thinking. So, yeah, I really didn't think that was going to maintain its price. I thought it wasn't going to hold up very well. Well, there you go. That was the suggested prices for the abnormal skins. Now, for the Bird-Lock Crossbow, I thought, you know what? I thought it was a genuinely interesting looking design. I thought maybe it could work out quite nicely. Maybe we won't see that many crossbow skins being accepted anymore. I went $1 to $1.50. Also, should point out, a lot of crossbow skins, crossbows don't go down super cheap like most weapons and tools. In short, I suggested that price because at that specific time, the cheapest crossbow was selling for like $1.40. Yeah, so that's why I went with $1 to $1.50. I thought that Bird of Luck crossbow with only 10,000 subscribers at that specific point probably would do a good job in maintaining its price. Right then, so here we are. Now we're going to talk about the outcomes, and lo and behold, right now it is post-Christmas. And you might notice this rustle is actually holding up quite nicely. Yeah, there you go. So, beauty industry, sheet metal the double doors. They are doing very, very well for themselves. Come on, guys. CATGIRLS on a sheet metal double door. Of course it's going to go up in price. So here's the weird thing, right? As you can see, some guy here has done a bit of a... well, that's a straggler, right? If that disappeared suddenly, it's $5. Well, I think someone actually just came in and bought out all the stock. But then again, it's also post-Christmas, so I'm not 100% sure. But at the very least, look at the bars here. This is doing much better than what it was selling for, right? So this has worked out very, very nicely. Post-Christmas has been very good for the sheet metal double door. But I should also point out, potentially on the horizon, we might see a single sheet metal door potentially, and we also might potentially see a garage door. So, all right, cool. So, all right. What happens next then? Well, I don't know. We'll see. That's all I can say. But yeah, that did turn out wonderfully. And yeah, if you went strong on it, if you actually jumped in and bought some of them, congratulations. I missed out. If I can recall, the Rustle rotated early and I wasn't fast enough and I couldn't get to buying any. So that's on me and I have missed out. So yeah, if you did a strong barter and picked up a bunch of these, congratulations. You are probably very happy right about now. Cool. Right, next up we had the Desert Nomad backpack, and lo and behold, it's actually working out very nicely. Good job to you. So, yeah, didn't see anything that could compete with it over the past few weeks. But inevitably, eventually, I just can't help but assume that's going to happen. Now, just to remind you, 24,400 subscribers is like not nothing. That's still quite a fair bit. Do be cautious, right? If you happen to own some of these, maybe you might want to consider selling them over the course of post-Christmas whilst you can for a decent bit of profit. I'm pretty sure we will be seeing a lot more backpacks in 2025. And if we see something that's light brown, oh, that one's in trouble, all right? But at the very least, with my suggested price, I wasn't 100% confident. I was wrong. That did work out nicely. So if you bought that and if you made some profits, feel free to comment below and laugh at me because I didn't jump in. Oh, where was me? Right, Commando Tier 2. So this actually worked out okay. It's done a decent job of retaining its price. But if you look at the whole set, as you can see, 23,000 subscribers. Oh, no, sorry, that's the head. 24,000 for the kilt. That sold the most out of all the clothing armor pieces. But then the coffee can and the vest, they sold just a little bit less than this. But of course, still a few thousand more. Well, actually, several thousand more compared to all of these. Now, when this was first accepted, both the Tier 3 pieces pushed up to between $4, $5, $6 at one point. Yeah, the hoodie and pants, they were pushing up to $5 at one point. Everything worked out very nicely, but since then, yeah, that hype's kind of calmed down a fair bit, and the prices have gone down a fair bit. Still maintaining their price, that's nice to see, but where's the boots and gloves? They were resubmitted as a version 2, but they haven't been accepted. Oh dear, well, that's life. Maybe we'll see them being accepted in an upcoming Rust store, and we'll go through the whole process all over again, where Commando's suddenly back in demand, and prices are going up ever so nicely. But my suggested prices of, what was it, for the kilt, I said, $1.50 to $2. Well, right now that's selling at $3. And for the other, Commando pieces, I played it safer on them. I said 80 cents to $1.20. You probably missed out on trying to get some of these, but wait until around March, April time, so in a few months' time. Wouldn't be surprised if these drop off, especially if we don't see the boots and gloves being accepted anytime soon. So right now, that price suggestion seems to have worked out okay. So props to you if you managed to buy some and flip some for some profit. Feel free to comment below if you're one of them. Cybercore MP5. I genuinely did not have any faith in you, and it turns out people actually just went crazy for you. So this got bought out. This worked out ever so nicely. But if I could just quickly remind you one more time, this MP5 was given away for free the exact same time. Unfortunately, I can't show an image right now. Consider watching my December 2024 Twitch Drops video to get a good look at that, because I do actually do a comparison with these two. But anyway, this MP5, yes, it seems to have been bought out completely with only 21 listings in the Steam market. Barders are looking very strong. Listings are looking very good. Will this price last forever? I highly doubt it. But for now, at the very least, it's in demand. People are buying it. And if you bought one and flipped it for a good profit, congratulations to you. I missed out. I played it too safe. So, yeah, that's on me. Right, so, yeah, have I bought any? No. My price of $1 and $2 got nowhere. So maybe it might go down in price over the course of the next few months. We shall see. But it's not happening anytime soon for me. Otherworldly Furnace. Well, my price suggestion for you was 80 cents to $1.20. And at the moment, that might have been okay because, yeah, this has gone down in price quite a fair bit. But now it seems to have rebounded. What's going on here? Right, so this is an odd one. It seems to keep getting bought out. Like, I've seen this happen more than once. Like, apparently yesterday, someone bought out 30 of them. This hasn't really had that much quantity, but yeah, someone just keeps buying out all the stock, so suddenly it goes back up in price again. But when you look at the bilders, they basically stop at $1.50. So if you did put down a bilder around 80 cents to $1.20, and you have managed to pick some of these up, just go list them. Go get those profits. I don't know if we're going to be seeing any otherworldly skins being accepted, but they have been submitted. Take a look at this, and as you'll see, the skin creator is trying to start a collection. Small box rock, we'll probably see another skin over the course of this weekend, but I don't think that's always going to work out perfectly fine. But if someone keeps buying out all the stock, I mean, it's always going to maintain its price. It's weird. So it's up to you if you to make a move, but yeah. So my price suggestion, I'm not sure what to say. It did get cheap. It went all the way down to about $1.40 at one point. But as I said, someone keeps buying it out, so I'm not sure what to say. I think I'll just leave it as it is. At least there's an explanation. Right. So over to here, Danger Zone sleeping bag. Perfectly fine look and design, but it has gone down in price. So I suggested 80 cents to $1.20. That seems to be a perfectly fine thing. You can sell it now and get a little bit of profit. But has this also had some numerous buyouts? I mean, someone did buy out like 20 of them a good week or so ago. But this appears to be actual genuine demand now. Give it some time, that could easily get bought out and rise up in price. But if it's not happening right now, then maybe it's not going to go up in price that much more. Maybe people just forgot about the Danger Zone collection, which isn't too surprising because this basically came out like a good few years ago. So, hey, I haven't really got much else to say. But my price suggestion does appear to have been perfectly fine there. So, all right then. Protector Sheet Metal Double Door. It actually worked out all right. So I, of course, played it a little bit too safe on this. Just to quickly remind you, yes, it has transparency, but the position of the transparency, it's just a little bit too high up and it's not useful to a lot of people. The actual design overall wasn't super flashy, and yet still doing perfectly fine. Sold at $3.49, now it's sitting here at $5. But again, did someone just jump out and buy all the stock? Well, doesn't appear to be the case, it seems. So this has actually just simply progressed very nicely because people appreciate it. Cool. And on the horizon, could we see a continuation? Well, it has been submitted. There is a single sheet metal door right there. So we'll see what becomes of that. But yep, that actually worked out nicely. I played it too safe. I missed out. So unfortunately, my price suggestion was not good. Nope. Then we have Bird Luck Crossbow. This has actually done a good job of retaining its price. So again, with a sheer lack of options in Rust doors, I guess everybody jumped onto it. Well, reasonably, I guess you could say. So as I look at the listings, wow, someone bought out 38 of them on New Year's Eve. What? Well, that happened, and as you can see, the price has been going up. Yep. So it is I'm a bit unsure whether to consider it buyouts because December 31, for example, is post-Christmas. The very second it's December 26, wha-bam. And, you know, if you consider the amount of people that have been playing throughout December, and as of, January, yeah, I mean, it very likely is genuine demand and people are simply looking for a brand new cool looking crossbow. Oh, hey, that came out somewhat recently. Oh, and it's same Rust store price. I guess I'll go buy it. Maybe that's simply how, is the reason why it worked out. So my suggestion of $1 to $1.50 seems to have been perfectly fine. Yes, this did go down in price. Yes, this was at $1.50 at one point. But if you bought them, you'd be now able to sit here and sell them for a profit. If you wait a little bit longer, maybe it'd go up to about $2.50. But you never know. Actually, how many have sold in the past 24 hours? 19. I mean, it's doable. So, yeah. Overall, overall, this Rust store has worked out very, very well. But I personally played it too safe. I honestly think I've got most of it wrong for this week. So, yes, you can yell at me if you want to. Do that in the chat right now. So, yeah, if you actually manage to buy some of these skins, have you actually managed to sell them? And I can only hope you've made a lot of profit. That's all I can sit here and say. So, props to you if you're, more confident and you had a good gut feeling about it. All right, cool. So this Rust store has worked out nicely. And for the very next profit review video, we will be dabbling into Christmas time, which might not be that very long of a video because Christmas skins, another holiday batch of skins, it's going to be like the Halloween ones we did a few weeks ago. It's going to be nice and quick because we're walking in expecting every single skin to go down in price. Maybe certain interesting skins potentially might have done a bit better. That might have been something we're thinking about. But overall, it's just Christmas, so yeah, it is what it is. Right, well, guys, I can only hope you had a splendid 2024. I hope you had a lovely Christmas, a fantastic brand new, New Year's. I hope you had a nice New Year's. I don't know why I'm saying it in such a weird way. And I hope you have a lovely 2025. Best of luck to each and every single one of you. I hope you did walk away with a lot of profit and try and make sure you get those sales in because the skin prices are doing very nicely right about now, but they're not going to last forever, all right? prices do inevitably go back down again as we see people return to work and return to school. So whilst this is looking very good at the moment, it doesn't last forever. So grab those profits whilst you can. Right, so yeah, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. Soon, goodbye.